Hello, this is Lesley, Ormsby, psychic medium, healer, teacher of spiritual things, and also those of mystical as well. And also we have a lot of new, I have a lot of, or not new, quite old actually, light being energy and the energy of Atlantis, okay, around me more so at the moment, again, so, which is cool. So anyway, with that being said, welcome to my channel and thank you for watching. This video is, or actually on my Facebook page, thank you for watching. This video is for the horoscope sign or the star sign, whatever you call it, for you, of Libra. Where they go? For the month of, oh gosh, where are we up to? Month of April. God, I don't know how I could forget that. But for the year 2020. So there may be something like that that's going on with you at the moment. It's not so much forgetful, but it's like, well, the space that we're in, the energy is really funky, isn't it? So I say funky because I want to keep it light for me, and also light for the energy around me and those who in the same abode or in the same living space or same living area as myself, and even when I'm talking to family members and so on. So it's like keeping it light, even though there is a serious a degree of seriousness around it, but it's also not being influenced by others' energies and thoughts and feelings that are around you, and not even like within the area, the living space or environment that you're in, or section, property, but the wider the energy of the rest of the world, the rest of the community, the rest of the world. And it's like Spirit of just talking about, writing your own story about that. I'll kind of like jump the gun a bit, with part of the reading with that, but the connection with you was, when I, before I go into each reading, and for each star sign, I do a tune in and a meditation, a brief meditation to tune in to the energy of whatever star sign I am working with. So I will ask Spirit, and I will work with the sign of air, the air sign of Libra, of course. This is who I'm reading for you right now, and connect in with the Libra, the sign of Libra, and ask, what do Librans, most need to know right now, most, as far as messages and what assistance or guidance or clarification do they need to know right now. And of course, going back to, if it resonates, then wonderful. If it doesn't, then just leave it out, and it's as simple as that, or just take what does and what does not. So, going back to retracing back to the beginning. So it was, I normally say, just welcome and go into something else, but I just want to say too, if you take a breath, okay, right. I could carry on now to where I was going to, continuing on from my welcome. Anyway, so this read is for, like I said, for Libra, for the sign of Libra, for the month of April, for the year of 2020. So they're making it very, very specific for you today. And it's, for those of you who may fall under the sign, whether it's your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. So if Libra is for you, if that Libra is for you under one of those signs, then welcome as well, but also welcome to cross watchers as well, who may be wanting to find out what their partner is up to, or whatever, or somebody else that they know who is Libra. Okay, so if you don't know what your other signs are, look, there's a calculator. There's a link to a calculator. Sorry, you might even be jumping the gun a lot at the time at things, and maybe losing track of your words at the moment too, because I feel like it's like I'm not being this bad, or this, and it's not been this intense for the last 2 or 3 days for me anyway, which it can be at times. However, anyway, back to the start. Where was I again? So, so if you are not knowing of what your other sign is, signs are and what they fall under. There's a link to a calculator on a website that is posted in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube below, or Facebook just above this video. So that's where you can calculate and find out what your other signs are. Okay, so for instance, I'm Gemini, and I follow my sun sign, which is under which is what a lot of people do, but that's what I follow is my sun sign more, or star sign more, under Gemini. But I do have a look at what my other signs are saying, like Cancer, Libra, or what is it, Pisces, depending, fall under different categories as well. So I'm going to check them out. So just for a little bit more clarification, if I feel like I need more, or just to find out, just a bit more, what my other signs are saying at the end of the day. So anyway, okay, what did I say at the end of the day? So at the end of the day, okay, we'll get back to that. At the end of the day, it's what you believe. Okay, so they're going back to that influence thing, discussion and thing that they were talking about before. So some of you maybe, because you're an air sign, you're probably, a lot of us air signs are very, empathic. So we will feel a lot more than, a lot more or more intensely than others. So because we are all empathic, but different. A lot of us, there's a wasp in here, are more empathic than others. Excuse me, I'm just going to let that out. Than others. And anyway, that's a whole different story, just saying. So anyway, wow, gosh, where's it going? Yeah, so yeah, if you, this is kind of like all over the place. So you may be feeling like all over the place at the moment. More, which is maybe not quite like you at times, but on saying that, there's, so I feel like there's a lot of this energy that may be around influencing you, but Spirit is saying take notice of it, okay? In the sense that what is it bringing up for you? At the end of the day, it's all about you and what you, all about you and going deep within, because it's triggering something. Okay, that's where they're going with it. Okay, so anyway, far out. So if you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. I invite you to subscribe to my channel. That's really cool, because I'm really looking forward to growing it and getting the messages out there that Spirit would like to share with everybody, okay, that we would like to share with everybody, or as many people as we can. Okay, so, and if you're watching this on Facebook, please feel free to subscribe, like my page and or follow me, either way. So if you do either of those, you will be able to, you will get a notification of when I next post, okay, of any videos or any other content, I think. Yeah, any other content as well. So, okay. So anyway, that is kind of like, I feel like I've just babbled through that, but actually it's very important babbling information. FYI, crack up. So they're having a little bit of fun. So everybody in Spirit here that are with me today is just like bringing some light and love. Okay, so I do feel when I went into this meditation for you and tuned in, there was, and I was linking in, I was like, so there was this big tower, or this energy of, that was flowing up through me and up and connecting up to, the universe, the cosmos, and the heavenly beings and that side of things, and a higher energy. But it was this beautiful red, yellowy, orangey, pinky sort of tones in there. And it did go up, and then it changed to this like a darker, grayer sort of tower. I call it a tower because that's what it looked like for me, and that's the word, the description that they gave. And it was, but it was like, I thought, that was really interesting. So some of you may be thinking that there's, okay, where do they go with that? So, okay. and I, you know, this is not to like frighten you or like say anything's negative, but like there may be like a black mark on your name, or you may have felt like that, or you may have thought that, you know, with somebody. And when they're talking about the black mark, it's like us that have put it there. And it may be that something that you have felt, or, you know, feel guilty about, or have wonders about for something in your life in the past that needs to be cleared, that actually you should, okay, it's actually that it's not yours. So some of you may actually, because where they're going with this is like going back to that influence, you know, energies who, you know, really can, being empathic, that could be influencing or being in your energy that's you're feeling, and it's not actually yours, okay? Not all of it, anyway. It's come to you for a reason. It's made an appearance to you for a reason, to look at it, whatever it is. So, but on saying that, the tower cracked, okay, and it fell over, and it broke at halfway, or actually 3/4. So if you're looking at from the ground up, it was broke from about a third of the way up, sorry, because there was like, it moved up, and it's about a third of the way up. It tumbled. So there was a crack in it. It was really interesting. So anyway, it fell over. And then it's like these two energies came in, the energy changed, and it was like this, oh gosh, look at, you know, okay, they liken it to like a pimple, and so all this other stuff had come out, but then was coming out when because the rest of it, the other third of that tower, broke away as well. So this has got something to do with you as well, and something inside of you is like falling away. So it's like, I suppose, the card in the tarot with the tower, how things of old are breaking away, you know, old beliefs, old thought patterns, old, you know, feelings, because you're working through them. And this is quite deep. So this is like going to the core of what they had shown me, and it's like this pimple, like a black pimple, like a black head, I suppose, that's come up in this. And it's actually reminding me of like a follicle, like a hair follicle, you know, it gets blocked in there, and it creates like a wart or a mole or a pimple or you know, whatever. So, but anyway, it's fallen away. Something's broken away, and that energy, and out of that came this beautiful. It started off as a dark grey, then a light grey, and then more of a white, okay? And then this other energy, like this energy in the beginning that was all flowing through us, or through you, blended, okay? And it was just ended up being, the whole energy changed. So there is some sort of shift in you. So I felt like, and it was it's just beautiful. So no, there is, you know, even though we find ourselves in a tricky situation, a challenging situation, you know, things are moving. Might feel pretty stink right now, but they are moving. So make the most of the time that you have to spend with yourself, basically. To learn, to read, to know, figure out things about yourself without being influenced by others. And but on saying that, just remember some of that influence is for us. You know, it's to look at ourselves, and why do we let ourselves go there, and allow ourselves to be influenced by it, and figuring out what is mine and what is not mine, and what is yours, or what part of in that drama, that situation, that story is yours. It's taking ownership of it, and then leaving the rest. Okay, allowing it to move in the direction where it needs to move. Okay. Anyway, so moving on from that, there we have this month I have a new set of cards, the Moonology cards, which I've actually had for a few months now, about 3 months. And I have not really used them in these readings actually, but it's this month they're bringing them in. You know, it's better like encouraging me to use them. So. Which is interesting, because this first card that comes out is a full moon in Cancer. So I'm just going to stop there, actually shuffling that. And a personal issue reaches resolution. So I'm sorry about this lighting in here. It's a little bit weird at the moment, even though it's daylight. So there may be something coming through for you, a little bit weird. Funny I said that right now. Something's coming through that you can resolve, and which is interesting because that whole scenario, what I've just been talking about, is pretty much about that. So in relation to that, so I'm going to put it with this clear quartz crystal and lean it up on there. So yeah, that's the full moon, and the full moon is about releasing and stuff like that, those sorts of things in Cancer. So you may have may somewhere in your chart, there may be Cancer, related to you, like I say. So check out your other signs and see what Cancer might have to say for you. And if I think I've done Cancer, yeah, already. I was going to say I've been through that. So there may be something in there that will have you, or there may be someone who is in the sign of Cancer that this specific personal issue, may be related to. So just saying, or a water sign, may not necessarily be Cancer, but because Cancer's come up for you, some of it probably is to do with Cancer. Others of you, maybe just like have to read a Cancer, maybe in the sign to have a check. Check that out. Yeah. So I feel like there is one more card in here. I'm not going to read the message in the book because I feel like the message, speaks for itself. And we'll get into the other cards. Oh, no, come on. This is going to take a little while to get through it. So I'm just asking them to... One more card. I know there's one more card. Not 10 more cards. They did that the other day. Okay, no, that's not it. I don't feel like that's it. So there's something coming through. This is taking a little while to get through. Okay. Normally, okay, this is it. Okay, meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. Okay, so these cards are absolutely gorgeous. So new moon in Pisces. So meditate and contemplate. So, which is about, what this whole journey is about, isn't it? That we have time to do that. Now. Cool. I'm going to leave those cards there. Okay, so now where are we going? Okay, what does, and I'm just going to shuffle these ones, go straight. Oh gosh, Ace of Wands. Okay, so I was just going to say but they read my mind, obviously. Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands. Wands is about, energy, your energy, about wisdom. Wisdom is in new ideas, passion, energy, but taking action, on that. It's taking action with it, and, on the ideas that have been coming through. So anyway, these cards are falling out without me having to really shuffle them. And so there is a new beginning, and there's encouragement, and you may be feeling it to take action on something. When I say new beginning, there's an idea, and I'm not necessarily, for some of you, it will be a brand new idea, or be something that's been coming up a little bit, and for others of you, it will be like something that's been around for maybe a year or two, or 3 or 4, possibly 10, but it's starting to turn around for you, and you may have felt, some of you, that you've lost, the wave has gone, but actually no, because others may have been doing a similar sort of thing, but you have a different perspective on it, and it's now your time more than ever to let out, to share what you know, or write what you know, create. This is partly what they were talking about too before, is writing your story about that. So, but also others of you will be like looking at, like new beginnings, like these projects and ideas that you have had in the past. So it's about now is a good time, they're saying, is to write it all down, bring it all, and put these ideas down on paper and have some sort of a strategy or a vision board, create a vision board, and just writing notes, even if that's what it is for you, and start doing and start putting something together at least, okay, while you're in this space. So then we have the Ace of Swords, so there's a new beginning in the way that you are thinking as well. So because the old order changes, so you have, you've cut your. This is what this whole, like in the beginning of with my meditation, we're talking about that, and for you is the Ace of Swords. So there's a new beginning in that way. So physically and mentally and emotionally, there in the way that you think, because the Swords is about thoughts, about words, about actions as well. But what you do in the actions is usually to do with, working through challenges, life challenges, and things like that. So, and the Ace of Wands is taking action with ideas and ideas, movement in that way. Yeah, cool. Or energy, okay, energy, putting energy into it, putting time into it, not so much like with the mental thought and time into it, okay. But there's these two come together and telling me there's something that is new beginning to put in the way that you're thinking and doing things, okay. Wow, and taking action with that. So then two of them together, whatever it is, it's like you figured it out, whatever it was before. That was seemed to be holding you back, or seemed, that you're like just wanting to, you've finished. There's a new cycle in what you were doing. I'm just going to be quiet now because there's definitely, in what we talked about earlier and before is coming to that fruition. So we have a whole shitload of cards here at the moment. So. 5 to be exact, which is really interesting. Cool. So anyway, so these 5, they're obviously in a movement of what is coming in this new beginning. Oh gosh, what is coming for you with these ideas. So they're talking about here the financial insecurity and stability with the King of Pentacles. So there's a stage where, like, if you keep going with whatever it is you're doing, you will find that space. You will be in that space with these ideas, and I feel like for some of you it's an idea, but remember then ideas and I will come off that in the way that you move forward with the initial idea of what is going on here, because I do feel like there's ideas of that idea which will take you to like the bigger picture of this. So it's like keep going, do not dismiss the ideas and that you've had, as well as the thoughts that are coming up as to how this can happen. Because stranger things have happened to get the ball rolling, and that, so to get to this place. So he's in his place. He's got it. He's figured it out. You will reach that place of stability, comfortability, and being comfortable and secure in I'm hearing health, wealth, and happiness, basically, all together. Oh my gosh. And so now you've got and then the Page of Swords has come of that new beginnings in mental activities. So, which is interesting because that's what, a lot of us, that's what holds us back is what we're thinking, our mental activity, and what goes on in our mind is, what can hold us back. So I do feel, going back to this King of Pentacles, is seeing, visualizing and seeing yourself in that space rather than, in a space where you'd rather not be. So, and moving forward into that space. Wow. So this is what the vision board will help, and this is what the strategizing will help, or the strategizing planning will help, goals and things like that. So just being mindful to keep them flexible, versatile. So now we have the Knight of Wands is energy and action. So, like I said, this is the Wands is about, your energy and how much energy, motivation, passion, and then moving towards your life purpose and the ideas, and it's all very highly spiritual people as well, and with the fire sign. So it's like getting some fire in you. So fire, it may be, there may be a younger male energy that comes in, or that of, that might be inspiring you. So that's upside down. So I'm going to turn up the right way. That might inspire you to continue doing with some, on with some ideas that you have, have in mind to do, or some, and get some physical movement in there. So, yeah, basically putting some energy and taking action. So it's kind of confirming what was said before, moving through it. So, okay. Oh, right. So then we have the Three of Swords, which is the theme around the Three of Swords is the tension released. Okay. So, and that's just the beginning of the journey, with, in the new, with something in your mind. So you've moved from the Ace of Swords in this new beginning, and you've, with the old order changes, but you've moved towards the three, and so, and you're releasing whatever it is that you've moved into now, which could be doubt, fear, into this phase, this where you are, particularly now in what you're doing. It's like you're not feeling it as much as what before, because you've got the picture, actually, because you've learned from this whole other way of thinking and being in the process, what you've just finished or ended, and coming into it, you figured that part out at least. And that, so, okay, and then moving into the Seven of Swords. So there's a lot of heady stuff, a lot of, a lot of thoughts, a lot of thinking. Where are we going? A lot of words, with words that describe like taking action but not actually taking action as well. Where are they going there as well? There's something else, but it's also about making decisions too. There's some of you, it is about making decisions, for a lot of you out there, as to where you're going to go, which is all tied up to these ideas around taking action, into doing what it is you want to do, which is like, but they keep going back to like creating like a business plan, or just looking at it, and or goals, setting some goals or a vision board in some sort of way to help you move through, and give you a little bit of an idea of what to do next, and possibly what options there are, what opportunities. It opens up that whole door or window of opportunity and insight into, actually, where can I take this. So the Seven of Swords is the next card, which is moving on from the three. Gosh, so and so there's something that may come up. Somebody might say something, do something, but it's really a time for tact rather than aggression. But also they're talking about, because there's this fire energy that's, you've found, it's being mindful about, about your opinion or your thoughts as well. Sometimes we're meant to keep some of our thoughts and feelings to ourselves, and process them, and not actually like physically, create a freaking atomic bomb in the household or whatever. And sometimes, it's like, letting it out, but being mindful, okay, is what I'm hearing with that. But also, how you respond to certain people with your thoughts and ideas. And sometimes that's why we're not meant to share too much about what we're thinking, because usually the people that are around us don't get what we see, or don't get what we feel. And so sometimes we just need to keep it on the download for a bit, and suss it out for ourselves, and gently maneuver our way into where we feel we're meant to be going, or doing, or having, or whatever, or seeing, or thinking. It's just being, mindful of that. So I can feel the energy just like quieting down a bit. So you will get a surge of energy and want to go, rah, do this and that, but just be mindful. And then if somebody might say something that might tick you off, so just be tactful rather than aggressive with your energy and how you're moving through things. So it's like, because sometimes I could, I know when I'm like that, I can be like a bull at a gate. Wow. Okay, I didn't. And so these two fell out. So just quickly, the Two of Wands fell out, and the Five of Pentacles. So work is underway, which is, pretty much confirming what is going on. The Two of Wands, okay, work is underway. So, there is something, I feel like some of you have actually taken some steps, and, in the way that you're thinking and being, and taking some action and with these new beginnings that you've sensed for yourself, and really thinking and deeper, and and making some notes, and you may be doing research towards it, so that can be part of the action. Having a look around about what others are doing and how you're going to do it, but remember not to be too influenced by exactly what others are doing, depending on what you're doing. It's in some instances, yes, there are some teachings like in how about doing things, but sometimes we can get caught up in exactly what others are doing. It's like going back into that phase of what your projection, what your idea, what your thought is. Okay, but so don't let yourself be sabotaged by it as your thoughts go too far. It's just research. And then you come back to how you would like to do it, okay? And where yours is coming in. And you can pull in what you need and what you need to know right now, what resonates and what doesn't. You just, leave it there or discard it, okay? Because sometimes like the ones that don't resonate right now may resonate a little bit further down the track, okay? And you might go, oh, okay, I hear what they were talking about. So you'll get it, okay? And then we have the Page of Pentacles, So he comes in. And he's saying, you know what? And he's showing you, there's, small beginnings. It's something, you've got something going, okay, heading towards that financial side and that comfortability, towards that King of Pentacles, is to keep going there. And because, okay, awesome. So the other two that turned up in this deck is the Knight of Pentacles. Progress is slow but steady. So it's like they're just saying, with everything, it's like you're taking one step at a time, and it's like you're moving. It's better than no movement at all. If there was no movement at all, that's when I would maybe, I would probably be thinking a little bit, deeper as well. But it's like there is movement. So what I'm hearing there is like not to give up. Okay, some of you may have already started this project, and it's like just don't give up on it, is what I'm hearing. And you're thinking because we're in this this lockdown or this isolation period or quarantine period, depending on where you are in the world, that it's just no. But no, do not give up. Keep moving, keep researching, keep doing other things in the meantime. Okay, and then we have the Three of Wands. Okay, and that is, Three of Wands is about a completion of the first phase. So for some of you may already be in that spot, in that space. And, this could be doing with love, we could be doing with something in your marriage. This could be doing with something in your business or something, like a career or a job that you're looking at doing, or even something around the house. So keep the door open around it. It could be all of those things for you, whatever it is, like relationships with yourself, with your parents, with, whatever. Okay. So yeah, that looks really freaking cool. What a very active month you're going to have this month of April in 2020, Libra. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope this helps you in your journey in this month of April going into May. So you may see some of this coming into May as well. So yeah, I'm just thinking watch this space. Anyway, okay. I need to go, and because what am I doing? Okay. I just feel like that was partly you. I need to go. Okay. Anyway, God bless you. God bless you all. Love, peace, harmony, and joy, excitement, and adventure to you. And I'll see you later. Oh, where am I?